Morning, Chris. How are we? It's Tuesday, I think. You know, with everything going on and all that, you lose track of days, don't you? So today was another 6 o'clock start, and I'm going to a place in Harrogate. Well, it's outside of Harrogate. It's up on the hills near a place called Menwith Hill. It's an RAF base. I don't know if you've heard of it, but there's like lots of big golf balls on there, and what they are, they're radars. And the RAF base collects communication and intelligence from around the world for both the British government and the American government. It's hang on a minute, what was that? It's top secret. We aren't going in there. We wouldn't be allowed in there. We're going past it though, so I might just get some footage of that. We're going to a small little steel company which is down a bit of a country lane and all that, so that'll be a bit interesting. And then I'm off over to Ripon to another steel firm at Ripon. I've got a little bit to drop off there, and then over to our depot in Middlesbrough. And at Middlesbrough I'll drop the trailer, swap it, and then that's my day done. So a nice steady day today. I messed up though yesterday, big time. On my second delivery to Derby, I took the wrong trailer, and I didn't realise until I got back. There's nothing I can do about it. The trailer's in Derby with the steel on it for somebody else. Fortunately they're not too far from Derby, so I might have just got away with it. But the issue here is, okay, I've messed up, but it's how do we resolve it? And if we can resolve it well, then it's not a problem, is it? But if you want to kick up a stink about it and tell me off and all that, it's not constructive, is it? It is a genuine mistake. Let's sort it out, and then everybody's happy. So yeah, I've just parked in a lay-by at the minute, so I'm going to do what I did in the last video, and I'll turn the camera around, let it film for 10 minutes, and then it'll shut itself off and all that, and then we'll go from there. Okay, catch you in a bit. You know, I like to have the window down on days like this. It's quiet, the sun's out, and I love listening to the purr of the engine. Yeah, it's so relaxing sometimes. It's better than music. I mean, you know, music's good for you, it keeps you happy and all that, but I don't think there's aught better than being on the open road. I think once it's in your blood, this sort of thing, then you can't ever do anything else. Just wait for this car to pass going the opposite way. I need to take up some of their road to get round. It's a bit tight. There we go. You might be able to see in front of you, see the tops of the golf balls. That's RAF Menwith Hill. That's what I was talking about earlier. As the government have said yesterday, there should be no non-essential travel. I think plenty of people taking notice of that, which is fantastic. This is the A59. It runs from York, I think, right through to Preston, I believe, and it goes through Harrogate, Skipton, not Colne, yeah, from Skipton through to Clitheroe to Preston. And it's a lovely road. It's a very fast road, so I'm indicating nice and early as we drop down this hill towards the junction, so people behind me get a chance to react, because I'm going to have to take up a little bit of the left hand lane to get round here. It's a little bit tight and I have to stop the traffic behind me, otherwise I ain't going to get round. Whoa. Piece of cake. And now you might see some of the what I call golf balls, but they're like satellite dishes, but golf balls, like radars. When there's any problems going on in the world with naughty people trying to hurt people, these will be the first to know about it, and these will be the first to react to it, tell the government exactly what's happening so that we can deal with it. So it's a vital part of the UK and America's welfare. It'd be nice if everybody lived in peace, but unfortunately I don't think that'll ever happen. Not in my lifetime anyway. The security's out, drug dogs are out. You might hear that buzzer going off quite a lot because it's quite a narrow little country road, and my driver's side wheels, or the offside wheels, keep touching the white line so that I don't end up in the verge on my offside, on the passenger side. I can switch it off, but I think if anything happened, it'd be my fault if I switched that off. Look at that view. Aren't we so lucky to live in such a beautiful country? Coming down quite a steep hill, and the sign there says that there's some tight bends. First one's to the left and then to the right. It's a 17% gradient, so it is quite steep. So I'm going to use the engine brake and the foot brake to slow us right down. I'm going to drop it a couple of gears to help slow the engine down, and we're just going to go down it nice and slowly. There's no rush. You might not be able to appreciate the steepness of it on the video, but it feels like I'm going to fall out of my seat if it wasn't for my seatbelt. So I've got the engine brake slowing us down, which means that I don't have to use the foot brake as much, which means that I won't burn the brakes out. If you use the brakes on the wagon, because of the weight, they get very hot and they will become ineffective. Just pulled over for that wagon to get past without banging wing mirrors. We're about I don't know, about a mile away now. Go through this village up the other side and we're just about there. Again, we're still going downhill, coming into a 40 zone. I'm only doing 32. Into a lovely little village called Darley. And we're on the B6451 going out to Pateley Bridge. I'll keep the engine brake on, just so that we maintain the vehicle by not wearing the brakes out. When you're carrying steel, going downhill isn't so much a problem, but if you're going uphill, steel can be slidey and slippy. So you need to make sure everything's chained down so it doesn't slide off the back of the trailer. It's only ever happened to me once, and I don't ever want it to happen again. Fortunately, it was only 2 pieces of steel, little pieces, but I learnt the lesson. I thought that was the turning then, but it's the next one. The rabbits are in the field, the birds of prey are looking for food. It's awesome. Once a trucker, always a trucker, they say. Now it's very tight in here. But I'm not sure I'm going to be allowed to film through here, unfortunately, but I'll get as far in as I can. Ooh, it's a big speed bump. It's a very tight little place, this, and with this truck being about 55 feet long, or about 16 metres, something like that. This is where we're delivering to on the left. I'm going to leave it there, pal. So here I am, Chris. I'm in Middlesbrough, at our depot in Middlesbrough, and the bin wagons are still working. Looks like a brand new one. And I'm going to drop my trailer here. Oh, hang on. Sorry, drop that. I'll drop that trailer there. And pick that red one up on the far side. Now, I think there's only one bit of steel on it, so it's a bit like yesterday. I don't have to do much chaining down on the way back. That excuse the air, I've had my helmet on. It's a bit messy. Normally I'm a bit prettier than this, or I like to think so anyway. My wife would say otherwise, but take no notice of her. Well, although I take notice of her, for certain. Yeah, we're just near Teesport in Middlesbrough. We've got a depot up here called Parson and Crosland. And it's continuing to be an awesome day. Sun's out, guns out, and I'll try to do a little video of us taking the chains and straps off and putting them all away and all that sort of stuff. Alright, so be back shortly. Right, buddy, let's go unchain the wagon, eh? Oh. This is my storage box. Yeah, twist the handle in there. There's straps, ratchets, chain, chokers, and we'll put everything in there on the end. What I'm going to do is we'll try set you up here. I haven't tried this yet. I don't know if I'll be able to see. We'll see if I can sit that there. That post is in the way, innit? Hang on a minute. Oops. Don't want to be smashing my screen. Solid. We'll get there in end, mate, trust me. Right, this is a ratchet. And what we do is we pull a little lever here. Pull that little lever there, and that releases it. You keep it pulled up, push it all the way back, and it'll be tensioned. Push it all the way back, and it releases. Pull the tail, and it all comes off. And then we have a hook that goes on the chain up there. We just lift that off. We've got 7 to do. I'll be back in a second. Right, I've undone them all. Time to go tidy them all up.
Alright, guys. Aye. Yeah, star handles to go and do it, so we'll stick it on now.
About them channels?
Yeah, but they're like that.
Them channels with the
Right, you got them on yeah, it's put on the style of that sort. Yeah, I'm going to look one for you, mate.
Thank you very much.
No worries. We just sat with them then, mate. Cheers. Welcome.
Yeah. Orange scouts now. Hey. You get paid on 24th as well?
Yeah, mate, yeah, today, yeah.
Do you want to sign both?
Nah, it's alright, mate, just keep one of them, mate. Give me the deal, nice one, mate, thanks very much.
Cheers, thanks.
We told me to get the bangle on there.
Aye, cheers. You shove them channels across first and then put them on the same side. Yeah, cheers, thank you. Didn't want that to happen, did I? Anyway, now I've collected them all in, like that. I've got to store them away, and now I fold them up nice and neatly. And they should all fit in there. But I'm a bit amateur at this filming, like. We'll get there, won't we? Now with these ratchets here, okay, as you can see, pull the handle up and that should fold up like that, and then we get the hook here, yeah, and we just tuck it in underneath the handle like so, and then that should then when I sort this box out, should just slide nicely in there. I should be able to get 6 or 7 on there, and then 7 hooks in front of them like that, and then it's all nice and neat and tidy. Nobody loses anything that way, nobody breaks anything that way. A good worker is a tidy worker. I don't know if you've seen my my truck from a bit of an angle. That's the baby DAF in all her glory. But we're going to go over and have a look at this this trailer that I'm picking up, because a bit of a problem with it, how they've loaded it, and I'll explain why. So here we've got 4 what we call channels, okay? Now if you look at the length of them, you'll see what I mean in a minute. They stick out over the back quite substantially, okay? Now when you go around a corner, a left-hand corner, this steel here swings out, and it's been known to take the windows of buses out as you go around a corner. So what I've asked the chap to do is to push them over directly down the middle, so that when the trailer swings, when it goes round corners, it doesn't have any effect whatsoever on any people or cars, buses, wagons or anything like that. And we reduce the risk. And I'll put a marker board on that. I've got a marker board on my trailer at the minute, which I'm going to show you. It's all about reducing the risk, is this job, I'm afraid. But this is my marker board. There we go. The red triangle is is needed by law. The red lights are required by law, and the flashing lights are not necessarily required by law, but it brings awareness to it, doesn't it? So I think the more lights the better, personally. Yeah. But this is what I've brought. I've brought some plates, some angles, some box section, some beams, some flat bar, some angles, some tubes. In fact, mate, it's a bit of a mixed bag, really. And they're just going to load up some more stuff on my trailer for me now. Go over the top of the posts, and I'll just drop it down on the side. Just give him a thumbs up to tell him that that's where I want them, and down I go. Well, let's see if he's got the message to move these across for me. Teamwork makes the dream work, pal. So they've moved those long channels into the middle now, which is much better for me, much safer for everybody else, and a lot easier to chain down. What we've got to look at now is what else is on the trailer, and that is a loose timber. We can't travel with that not being fastened down, so there's a couple more there and a strap, and it's a bit messy, is the trailer, but we'll just get rid of that. We'll throw the timbers on the floor over there somewhere and put the strap in the bin. It looks like a bit of a mess, and then we'll throw some chains over it. I'll demonstrate how we throw the chains over. This is a chain. It's quite long. It's about, I don't know, 7 or 8 metres long. And all we do is get the hook in our hand like this, loop it up twice, like that, put it in your good throwing hand, because you need a good throw on it, like that. Okay. And then throw it over, like that. That's simple. And we're going to put 4 on, because it's a long piece of steel that's on. We'll put 4 on, I'll put another one there, another one there, and another one there. And now you can see that the channels are directly down the middle. It won't affect the swing. So I'm a lot happier. I like being happy. You'll kind of gather that through my videos, Chris, that I like to be happy. When I'm happy, everything goes right. So do the job right, make sure everything's right. I keep smiling. Right, that's the chains thrown over, Chris. Now we've got to hook them onto the other side. You'll see the hooks come across there. What I want to do is that between that timber and that timber, it's going to be directly in the middle, so there's equal pressure put on those timbers so they don't come off. So I'm going to hook it on to that there. It's a lashing point for the chains, and I'll do it to all of them. Put that one on there like that, and we make sure all the timbers are not going to fly out. That ain't going to fly out even though it's loose. That one on there, and that'll hold that bit of steel on, and that one on there. Now I'm going to show you how to put the hook onto the chain and ratchet the chain down nice and tight. Hook facing down, pull the chain nice and tight, reach as far as you can, drop it on, make sure the hook's pointing down. It can point up but sometimes it drops off, so if it's pointing down, gravity will keep it on there. And we get the ratchet here, little hole there, and we feed the tail of the hook through there like that. Hook this hook here onto the chassis like that, pull the tail nice and tight, pull the handle up, click it into position, and then just backwards and forwards like that until it gets nice and tight. And with steel you've got to be quite strong. Make sure you get plenty of tension on there so it's nice and safe. And then to stop the end fraying and making a mess, pass it back up through there, hold it there, and click that back down again. And all we do with the chain is we just coil it all back up on itself and we throw it into the middle there. That chain won't move from there now. And we do that on all four of them. Right, we're nearly there. It's quite a process really, isn't it? So I've wound the legs down like that, and then I've taken the airlines and the electrics off there, and then I don't know if you remember from my last video, this is the fifth wheel. This is how we detach the trailer from the unit. Well, what we do is we undo that clip there, that's the safety feature, and that's on like a chain with an extra safety feature on there. I don't know if you can see it there. When that pops into place, it drops down, and that also stops it going past, but two safety features are better than one. And all we do is we pull that chain and it lifts it up, and then we pull the handle across like that so it doesn't drop back down, and we give it a really good pull, and then it should just lock into place. That's freed the trailer from the unit now, and then it's the same principle as last time. You pull out of it a little bit, drop all the air out of the suspension on the unit and drive out. No scratches, no bumps, no grazes, no accidents or anything like that.